Listen to me carefully. You don't need a new life. You need a restart, a mental reboot, a reset of the mind that's been running on doubt, fear, and excuses for too long. You've been walking around tired, not because your body's weak, but because your mind's overloaded with everything you haven't let go of. You want to win, but your brain's still stuck in the same old cycle, overthinking, replaying losses, doubting your worth. But today, I'm telling you this, in just 7 days, you can restart your brain. 7 days to wake up the part of you that's been silent for too long. Day 1, silence the noise. You can't rebuild your mind when it's crowded with negativity. Turn off the phone. Stop scrolling. Stop letting other people's success make you feel small. This first day is about peace. Sit with your thoughts. Be uncomfortable. You'll hear your doubts. You'll feel your fears. But that's good. It means you're finally facing them. You don't need a new life. You need a mental restart. That's where it all begins. You see, most people think their problem is the world around them, their job, their past, their situation. But the real problem is what's happening inside their head. You've been running on the same mental software for years, repeating the same thoughts, the same doubts, the same fears. You keep trying to build a new life with an old mindset. But if the foundation is cracked, no matter how hard you build, it's going to collapse. The truth is, you don't need to escape your life. You need to reboot your brain. When your phone starts lagging, you don't throw it away. You restart it. You clear the junk files, reset the memory, remove the apps, slowing it down. The same goes for your mind. You've allowed too many negative thoughts to pile up. Too many moments of failure that you've replayed again and again. You've believed lies that say you're not good enough, not strong enough, not capable. But none of that is truth. That's old programming that's been holding you hostage. A mental restart means clearing the noise and getting back to the version of you that believes anything is possible. The reason so many people feel lost isn't because they lack opportunities. It's because their thoughts are out of order. Their brain wakes up thinking about what went wrong yesterday. Their focus is on what they don't have, what they can't fix, what they fear might happen. Every time you wake up and replay those negative tapes, you're telling your brain that pain and limitation are normal. But if you can commit to restarting your mind, to flipping that internal script, you'll begin to reprogram how you see yourself. And once your perspective changes, your entire reality changes. A mental restart starts with silence. Every single day, for 7 days, you've got to block out the noise. Turn off the distractions. Stop scrolling. Stop comparing. You can't rebuild when you're drowning in everyone else's opinions. The world's loud, and it's designed to keep you unfocused. But when you silence it, you give your brain room to breathe, room to grow, room to reset. Because clarity doesn't come from chaos. It comes from stillness. That's when you start to see what's really been holding you back. Once the noise is gone, the next step is truth. You've been feeding your brain lies for too long. I can't do this. I'll never make it. It's too late. Lies. Every single one of them. The truth is, your brain becomes what you feed it. You speak weakness. You live weak. You speak strength. You start to feel power. Your mind doesn't know the difference between truth and lies. It only knows repetition. So what are you repeating? If you tell yourself every day that you're broken, you'll stay broken. But if you tell yourself you're rebuilding, your brain starts aligning your actions with that belief. A restart is not about pretending your pain didn't happen. It's about refusing to let it define you. You can't step into a new mindset while dragging the same old regrets. So you've got to let it go. Forgive yourself for the times you failed. You can forgive yourself for giving up. Stop holding yourself prisoner to moments that no longer serve you. When you forgive, you free your brain to create. You make space for new possibilities to exist. And that's when your energy starts to shift. That's when your mind begins to rebuild strength. Then comes the vision. You cannot restart your brain if you don't know what direction you want to move in. Clarity gives your brain purpose. If you wake up without a target, your mind has no focus. It drifts, it reacts, it gets distracted. But when you know what you want, your brain starts to filter everything through that vision. It starts asking, does this help me or hurt me? Does this bring me closer to my goal or pull me further away? And that simple shift changes everything. You need to remember, the brain is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The first few days will feel hard. You'll feel resistance, frustration, even self-doubt. That's normal. It's the old mindset fighting for control. But when you stay consistent, when you keep showing up and feeding it focus instead of fear, you'll feel that resistance break. You'll notice new thoughts forming. You'll catch yourself reacting differently. That's growth happening in real time. That's the reboot taking effect. You've got to discipline yourself to protect your mind. Don't let toxic conversations drain you. Don't let lazy habits dull your focus. Every day, your brain is either growing or decaying, depending on what you allow into it. A mental restart requires boundaries. It requires saying no to distractions, no to negativity, no to self-pity. Because every no to what weakens you is a yes to what strengthens you. And through this restart process, gratitude becomes your anchor. You've got to remind your brain of what's good, what's working, what's worth fighting for. Gratitude shifts your mental chemistry. It activates focus. It trains your brain to see thus the blessings that were invisible before. When you start seeing abundance instead of lack, your energy changes. You stop chasing peace and start creating it. Faith is the final piece. Because even after you restart, your mind will test you. It will whisper doubt. It will tempt you to go back to old patterns. But faith is the voice that says, keep going. Faith is believing that the process is working, even when you don't see results yet. It's trusting that every small step, every act of discipline, every positive thought is rewiring you into someone stronger. You don't need to move across the world. You don't need to start over from zero. You don't need a different life. You need a brain that believes again. You need to restart your mental system and remove the lies that have slowed you down. The power isn't out there. It's in your head waiting to be turned back on. And once you flip that switch, once you reboot your thinking, nothing and no one will be able to stop your rise. True transformation begins when you silence negativity, forgive yourself, and rebuild your vision with discipline, gratitude, and faith. The moment you stop letting the noise of the world drown out your own voice, you begin to hear who you truly are. Negativity is like static. It blocks clarity. Every insult, every doubt, every failure you replay in your mind becomes another barrier between you and your potential. The first step toward real transformation is shutting all that down. You can't move forward if your energy is being drained by toxic thoughts, environments, or people. You must learn to protect your peace like your life depends on it. Because it does. Peace is power. When your mind is quiet, your purpose gets louder. When you silence negativity, it doesn't mean pretending bad things don't exist. It means choosing not to let them own you. It's about deciding that every voice that tells you to give up no longer has authority over your life. You start replacing those voices with your own, the one that believes, that fights, that refuses to quit. You've been conditioned for too long to think you need approval. But the truth is, the only validation you'll ever need comes from within. Every time you choose silence over chaos, your brain learns to focus again. Every time you walk away from an argument, your spirit grows stronger. Every time you ignore doubt, your purpose becomes clearer. Forgiving yourself is the next level of transformation, and it's one of the hardest. You can't rebuild your life while carrying the weight of the past. You can't expect new blessings when your heart is still filled with regret. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It's saying, I'm done letting it control me. Every time you hold on to guilt, you're holding yourself hostage to a moment that's already gone. You keep replaying mistakes like they define you. But you are not what you've done. You are what you decide to become next. When you finally release yourself from your own judgment, you'll feel a freedom you've never known before. Your brain begins to heal. Your energy starts to rise. You begin to see life as it is, not through the filter of shame. And when forgiveness settles in, you begin to rebuild your vision. This is the moment where you stop living on autopilot. You stop letting other people's opinions design your path. You take a step back and ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what sounds good to others, not what looks impressive, what you want. Your vision is the blueprint for your transformation. Without it, your brain has no direction. You'll keep reacting instead of creating. But when you build a vision based on your values, on what drives your soul, everything shifts. Your days start having meaning. You wake up with purpose. Your mind begins aligning every action with that purpose. And slowly, your thoughts and actions sync in perfect rhythm. Discipline is what keeps that rhythm alive. Because after the excitement fades, after motivation disappears, discipline is what keeps you moving. Transformation doesn't happen because you feel inspired once. It happens because you do what's necessary, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Discipline is the proof that you're serious about your vision. Every morning you wake up early. Every workout you complete. Every moment you resist temptation. Your brain is being rewired. You're teaching it that you are in control. Not your emotions, not your laziness, not your fears. The more disciplined you become, the more freedom you gain. Because Real freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's being able to do what you need to do, no matter what. But along that journey, gratitude must live in your heart. Without gratitude, transformation turns into frustration. You start focusing on what's missing instead of what's already working. Gratitude shifts your energy from lack to abundance. It reminds you that even when things aren't perfect, there's still progress being made. You start noticing small victories, the peace you didn't have before, the patience that's growing, the focus that's returning. Gratitude changes the way your brain interprets challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as problems, you start seeing them as lessons. Every moment of pain becomes a teacher. Every delay becomes preparation. Gratitude doesn't erase your struggles. It gives them meaning. It teaches your brain to look for growth, not just comfort. Faith is the foundation that ties everything together. Faith isn't blind hope. It's confidence in the process. It's trusting that your effort isn't wasted, even when results take time. Faith whispers when the world is silent. It tells you to keep showing up, keep pushing, keep believing. Transformation isn't immediate. It's slow, it's messy, and it's often invisible at first. You'll have days when nothing seems to work, when it feels like you're going backward. But faith keeps your vision alive in the dark. It's the inner voice saying, I can't see it yet, but I know it's coming. That belief fuels your brain to stay engaged, to keep creating, to keep growing. When you combine silence, forgiveness, vision, discipline, gratitude, and faith, you create an unstoppable mental shift. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. Your brain begins to fire differently. Thoughts of doubt are replaced with strategy. Fear is replaced with focus. Regret is replaced with direction. You start seeing opportunities where you used to see obstacles. You start noticing possibilities where you used to see pain. That's what true transformation looks like. It's not loud. It's not flashy. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've done the inner work. You begin to walk differently. You speak differently. You think differently, because once your mind has tasted peace, it refuses to settle for chaos again. Once your spirit has experienced forgiveness, it refuses to live in guilt again. And once your vision is clear, no amount of doubt can cloud it. That's what rebuilding truly means. It's not changing everything around you. It's changing everything inside you until the outside has no choice but to catch up. When you master that, transformation stops being something you chase. It becomes something you embody.